Hi friends, welcome to AMG World. Here I am with a new topic, new subject that is related to history, modern India. So modern history of India. That is the first chapter is advent of Europeans. This chapter is particularly tell us how the Europeans enters in India. But in ancient days, in ancient history of India, during Indus Valley civilization, Greeks were trading with India, and so many nations, not only Greeks, there are so many nations were trading with India, and the trading activities, continued till 1453. In 1453, everything changed. You know, for understanding that, let's get into the details. You know, here is the India. Here is the Saudi Arabia, right? Here comes the Europe. Actually, if the Europeans wanted to trade with India, they were following three paths. One is, Europe, Mediterranean Sea. Next, we have Red Sea to uh, West Asia, so Middle Asia and Bharat. And another one is Europe, Europe to Constantinople, Constantinople to Middle Asia to Bharat. And next we have Europe, Mediterranean Sea, Africa, Africa to Red Sea, Red Sea to West Asia, Middle Asia, Bharat. You know, in these three paths, this Constantinople path was very favorable for Europeans for transportation of their goods, for transportation of their, for trading, for trading their trading activities. This particularly Constantinople path becomes very favorable for the Europeans. You know, here, so let me erase this particular one. So why do we considering 1453 as a changing year? So here, Islam versus Christianity, right? Some wars gone between these religions, Islam versus Christianity, and those wars called as Crusade Wars. In Third Crusade War, in Third War of Crusade, Third War of Crusade, what happens? Muhammad II, who is the ruler of, who is belonging to Ottoman dynasty, he is belonging to Islam, defeated Constantine XI, who is the king of this Constantinople, in this particularly third war of Crusade. And Muhammad Jan occupied this particular Constantinople. Now we can actually this particular place is now called as Istanbul, right? So this Constantinople was occupied by Muhammad II, and he imposed so many rules for Europeans. They will not enter into the Constantinople for their trade activities, right? So and Europe, so Arabs became mediators for merchant activities of the Europeans. So here comes, so with the close of Constantinople, Europeans lost their favorable route, which helped them to travel towards India and trade with India. So here, the major thing occurred in 1453 year. So Muhammad Jan occupied this Constantinople and closes this and banned Europeans to enter into this. Not Europeans means the Christianity. He opposed Christians to, you know, Christians, Christianity much in Europe actually. So he opposed Europeans to enter into this particular Constantinople to travel towards India. So this becomes a huge impact on the trade activities of Europeans. So later they tried to find a new route to reach India. Actually, several countries came ahead to find sea route to India. Here we can, one of the country, Portugal, and Spain was really intended to find, sea route to India. Actually, why do they choose a sea route? They have alternative ways, right? Alternative routes. Here comes one point. Constantinople was the major trading route for Europeans. Here, the above and below nations already occupied by the Europeans, already have occupied by the Europeans, Arabs. So this lets complete block of land route for Europeans for traveling towards India. So here comes, so they intended to find a sea route to reach India, and the first, the considerable country which intended to find sea route to India was Portugal. So Portugal, here comes the Portugal, and here comes the Spain. So this is the all Europe. So Portugal, this Portugal at that time was ruled by a king, namely Henry. He was a sailor. Actually, he was a sailor, and just bottom of this particular nations we have Mediterranean Sea. This is the Portugal, Spain, and here comes the Africa, and here Morocco falls, right? Morocco country falls, and Henry is the ruler of Portuguese in Spain. He thought, why shouldn't he go for exploration of sea? He started from Portuguese. He traveled via Mediterranean Sea, and he reached Morocco, and he got back to his nation, and there he decided that sea route is not that much dangerous. So he thought that Europeans can explore a sea route to India. So here comes the situation. He situated so many naval academies in Portuguese and Spain. So that's why he got a title as Henry the Navigator. This one is the important for competitive exams. So here the king who is called as a navigator, that is the Henry, who is the king of Portugal and Spain. So later, after this, what happens? The next king arrived, whose name is John. So John II. So during the John II period, a sailor, namely Bartholomew Dias. So John II motivated a sailor, Bartholomew Dias, for exploration of sea route towards India. Here comes, he started from Lisbon, actually the Portuguese capital. So Portuguese capital, and a port existing in the Lisbon. So he started from Lisbon, and he traveled across the African coastal plain, and he reached the Cape of Good Hope. This is the Africa, and he reached the Cape of the Good Hope. After reaching he found that the environment at that particular place is not that much favorable for him to travel ahead. So here he stopped and he got back to Lisbon. And he named this particular region as Cape of Storms. This one is important, friends. Cape of Storms. He named this particular place as Cape of Storms. And this event occurred in 1485. Bartolomeo Diaz is the first European to cross equator, because in Africa, Tropic of Cancer, Equator and Tropic of Capricorn, these three latitudes are passing, right? So Bartolomeo Diaz is the first European who crossed the equator for the first time. And next he returned back to his nation, and he named this particular place where he reached as Cape of Storms. Later John II changed the name as Cape of Good Hope. Then Cape of Storms is a horrible name. No one will go over there for finding sea route. So Cape of Good Hope, Cape of Storms has been renamed as Cape of Good Hope by John II. And later what happens? This was the situation during the reign of John II. And next, another king came after John II. Next comes Emmanuel. So Emmanuel, the king Emmanuel. During his period, there were three famous sailors. One is Vasco da Gama, Polo da Gama, and Niccolo Coelho. These three people are sailors, and actually Polo da Gama was sentenced to death. He was imprisoned for his illegal activities. And Emmanuel thought at the time, if Portuguese, Emmanuel asked Polo da Gama to explore the sea route towards India. If he succeeded, the king is going to be cancelled the death warrant, so the death punishment. So Polo da Gama and Vasco da Gama are brothers, and Niccolo Coelho is friend for these both, right? So they decided to find path to India. They decided to explore sea route to India. So they started from Lisbon. Here comes Africa, right? They started from Lisbon. This is the Mediterranean Sea, and they crossed. So they traveled across the west plains of Africa, and they reached to Good Hope, Cape of Good Hope. And later they traveled a little ahead until they came here. They didn't know that how to travel towards India. They found a person whose name is Abdul Majid or Abdul Nazib. They found a Arabian sailor, and with the help of Arabian sailor Abdul Majid or Abdul Nazib, and name is going to be differ in different books. So with the help of this person, they reached India. India will be here, and this is the Kerala. So they reached India at Calicut. With the help of Abdul Majid, they reached India at Calicut. Actually, Calicut falls under Kerala. During this period, the South India was ruled by Vijayanagara dynasty. And actually the Immadi Narasimha Raidu was ruling in Vijayanagara dynasty. And in the north, Sikindar Lodi was ruling in Delhi, in Agra, in north side of India. And this is how the sea route found by the Europeans towards India. And next, in the coming videos, we'll go through. Actually, Vasco da Gama is belonging to Portuguese nation, so that's why we can find that the first first European nation who arrived to India is Portuguese. So here the Portuguese came India. So Vasco da Gama came India. So arrived to India in 1498 May 17. In some books May 20 also there. So he came India on this date. So this is how Portuguese Europeans found the sea route to India. In the next coming classes, we'll go through the Portuguese, next Dutch, one by one. We will complete the modern history. So I hope this video is going to be help for your preparation, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned to AMG channel, click on the bell icon and subscribe link to have updates. Click on the bell icon. Thank you for watching.